All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Quadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that rule well. Shalom to the Akims out there. And shalom to the brothers and sisters that's been faithful to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai to the best of their ability. All right, I want to start this lesson off, man, with this Section 8, man. I mean, not Section 8, with Section 8 and these government assistance, food stamps and SNAP programs, government assistance that's been cut off. You know, I want to show you how these women were laughing and enjoying and putting down they so-called baby daddies for the government, man. And now that the mirth of the American assistance, the joy of the American assistance is gone. Now the shame that fell upon these people, man. Now the Most High judgment is taking place. Jacob's trouble is beginning, man. So let's get into this. I'm going to show you this laughter and joy, you know, and this dissing of the so-called baby daddy until now what's going on.
I want to give a shout out to my kids' real daddies. Thank you, government, for putting me on. I mean, you was the definition of a real father. Because when your kids is hungry, they have food stamps. Yeah, we shop at Walmart. Yeah, we shop at Publix. We shop at Winn-Dixie. When your kids need shelter, yes, you have housing. And you also have Section 8 for a lot of us. And when our kids fall, get hurt, or sick, they have Medicaid. Yes, we go to the ER, we go to the walk-in clinic, and we also can make a doctor's appointment. I get their prescriptions with no hesitation. Now, that's not a definition of a real father, making sure your kids have food, shelter, and health care. I don't know what it is. So like I said, thank you, government, for being my kid's daddy, and thank you for putting me on.
Well, now we see that her kid's daddy is breaking up with her. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, too bad about your baby's daddy. You know, and we're going to get into that, but I got one more video, and then I'm going to go into some scriptures. Now, do you see how simple our people are, man? See how much joy they had for the government, for the so-called Edomite, so-called white man, for so-called providing for them because they didn't want to get out and get a job. All right? You see this now. Now, all this joy is becoming shame. Let's get into the scriptures, man. Let's go right here. Let's go to Isaiah 30:1. Woe to the rebellious children, said Yahweh, that counsel, but not of me. So the rebellious children are you so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans, which are the Israelites, the lost 12 tribes of Israel. You know, y'all are the rebellious children, man. You know, the Most High said you were. Said that take counsel, but not of me. So you didn't seek out the Most High Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, for help. You didn't seek him out. You didn't trust and depend in him. You put your trust in this government. Excuse me. The so-called white man, these Edomites. You put your trust in them, man. You ain't put your trust in the Most High Yahweh. And that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit. And so the Most High said, you covering with a covering, but not of his spirit. So you don't even have the spirit of the Most High on you. You got the spirit of Satan on you, man. You got the spirit of the so-called white man, Satan, the Edomite spirit upon you, which means you devising plans, You know what I'm saying? He said that in that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit. So you devising plans and activating those plans without seeking out the Most High, man. You're not being led by the spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, the Requar Kodash. You know what I'm saying? So you're not even, you don't trust in the Most High. You don't depend on him. You don't ask for guidance. You don't ask him to lead you. You don't want to humble yourself down to him, man. But instead, you want to humble yourself into the government, man, to the Edomites, the so-called white man. You want to depend on them. You want to devise plans with them. You want to trust in their spirit and what they can do for you, and not what the Most High can do for you. And then I'm gonna end this sentence. It says that they may add sin to sin. And see, first of all, you sinning by not calling on the Most High and rehearsing his law, statutes, commandments to the best of your ability. And then you added more sin onto him because you putting another God before him, which is this so-called white Jesus or Allah or Buddha or Muhammad or Yahweh or Yeshua or whoever it may be. That's adding more sin, man. And you trusting in the beast, which is Babylon, which is America, man. This is the beast. This is part of the beast. This is part of NATO and the EU, man. The so-called white man, the Edomites, they are the beast. This is their system. And you trusting in the beast system. You adding sin unto sin. You have made this government, this so-called white man, these Edomites, your God. And now your God is not helping you. Now your God, these so-called white men, America, Edomites have turned their back on you. Verse 2, that walk to go down into Egypt and have not asked of my mouth. So he's saying that you going into the government, you going to the government, so-called American government, and you didn't ask it of him. You didn't come to the Most High and seek him out first. You didn't ask him, is this the route you should take? Or are you leading my steps to this down to Egypt, which is America? America is spiritual Egypt. That's why you had the pyramid on the back of your dollar bill. That's why they had the owl, the owl up on the top right-hand side of the $1 bill, the god of Moloch. So America is spiritual Egypt, man. And we was brought, the Bible said we was going to be brought back unto Egypt on ships. And we was brought to America on ships. So he said that walk to go down into Egypt, that walk to go down into America, to the government, and have not asked of my mouth. So you didn't ask of the guidance of the Most High. You took this upon yourself. You devised this plan on yourself. You went to the American government for yourself. You went to this beast, these Edomites, your God, for yourself. Continuing midway, to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh. So that says to strengthen. You went down to the government to strengthen yourself in the so-called president, the so-called Edomites, which your president is your Pharaoh. You know what I'm saying? Now you calling on Pharaoh, Donald Trump, to stop this government collapse. Now you crying and asking Donald Trump, this Pharaoh, to give you back your food stamps, to give you back your Section 8, to give you back your government assistance. You put your strength into the government of America, the government of spiritual Babylon, spiritual Sodom, spiritual Syria, spiritual Chaldees, spiritual Babylon. You put your spiritual Rome, spiritual Greek. You put your strength into the so-called white man, the Edomite, the devil. And I'm in the sentence. It says, and to trust in the shadow of Egypt. You got your trust in the American government, man. That's where your trust is. That's why you crying. Ain't nobody called on Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Everybody's crying about these damn food stamps, and ain't nobody put their trust in the Most High Yahweh and his son Yahweh Shai. If you did, you'll be at peace. Verse 3, therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh, the strength of Trump, be your shame. That's why you in shame right now, because the strength of the American president, of Donald Trump, has brought you down to shame. Now you're looking stupid. You done been sitting on these food stamps all your life, ain't even worked. Now you don't know where your meal gonna come from. You ain't trusting the Most High Yahweh, excuse me, Salakia, or his son Yahweh Shai. Now you don't know where your food gonna come from. Now you don't know how your Section 8